Today on Wolf Pack Weekdays, it's all about UFC 202 and the fight of the year. Welcome back to Wolf Pack Weekdays. Like I said, today is all about UFC 202, and the fight of the year so far happened in the main event, but we're actually going to be talking about more than just that. We're going to be talking about 3 fights in particular because they're the important ones. We're going to start with Cody Garbrandt versus Mizugaki. And basically, this is to decide who's moving up the rankings in bantamweight and is probably not next in line, but pretty close to in line for a title shot. Cody Garbrandt is undefeated. He has been knocking people out left and right. He's been looking great, and he's been having banter with the champion, Dominic Cruz, like you wouldn't believe. They're going back and forth. They don't like each other, partially because of the alpha male team and stuff, but regardless, he's a good fighter who's probably in line for a title shot, and he absolutely destroyed Mizugaki. He went out there and knocked him out cold in a brutal knockout. Just hit him with a right hand right when Mizugaki was stepping in for a jab, and it was over. He tried to recover, and Garbrandt just finished him off. And immediately, he went on the cage and was screaming and everything, and in the interview, he kind of called out Dominic Cruz again. The problem is he's only ranked number 8. It's probably going to go up after this fight, but right now he's not in line for a title shot because he's not high enough ranked. So after that win, he's probably getting closer to a title shot. I'd say he probably has one more fight before he gets the title shot. I would say TJ Dillashaw is probably next in line to fight Cruz. So that's probably what's going to happen is they're going to do a Dillashaw Cruz number 2 for the title. And whoever wins between that will probably have to fight Garbrandt next, especially if he wins his next fight. That basically makes him the number 1 contender. So it makes a very interesting bantamweight. There's a bit of an interesting storyline here because we have the former Team Alpha Male, former champion who lost to Cruz in a very close decision, wanting to fight Cruz again, and then his former teammate wants to fight him again. So if they don't do that, what they might do is Dillashaw versus Garbrandt for number 1 contendership, which I don't feel is necessary because of how close the fight between Dillashaw and Cruz was. But who knows? It's the UFC. They do a lot of weird things. So yeah, that was the first important fight. The second one was the co-main event, which was basically the number 1 contender fight for the light heavyweight title. And it was Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Glover Teixeira. I can never say it right, and I'm sorry, but they had to fight for the number 1 contendership. I said that Rumble was going to come in there and win by decision, and I was wrong because Rumble went in there at 13 seconds and knocked Glover out cold. 13 seconds in, Glover steps in, and Rumble just goes, uppercut, you're dead. Like, it wasn't even like the cleanest uppercut I've seen, but it was so powerful, so clean. He came at a weird angle. It was like this and came up to get under the jab that Glover was throwing. But, I mean, I don't even want to know what would happen if he got like a really clean, straight at him, like stepping uppercut in there. Because it knocked out Glover hard. I mean, out cold like that. It was a great punch. 13 seconds in. First round, we have a new number 1 contender. Rumble is the new number 1 contender, which means a very interesting rematch between Anthony and Daniel Cormier. Daniel Cormier obviously got the best of it because he's the champion. But I think this time Rumble's going to come in and he's going to win because he'll be ready for the wrestling that was used to basically win the fight before by Cormier. And I did a whole piece on it in this video here, which was all about how the titles are going to end up at the end of the year. A lot of them have been already put wrong because like 2 days after this, they announced like 3 fights that don't follow my path at all. So, but this one in particular lined up the way it was supposed to. I think Rumble's going to come in and he's going to win the title against Daniel when he fights him. So that's going to be a good fight. I'm definitely going to go watch it. But now the fight of the year, and I mean that. Oh my God, fight of the year. Conor McGregor versus Nate Diaz 2. The only person who's beat Conor McGregor in the UFC so far was Nate Diaz. It was at 170, which is 2 weight classes ahead of Conor McGregor's actual weight and 1 class above where Nate fights. And this fight, It was stressful. It was exciting. It gave me adrenaline. It was so much fun to watch because these two guys came out and they swung. They fought. They grinded out each other. They were knocking each other on their ass. Conor almost knocked out Nate 3 times, which was really surprising. Nate got a really good couple flurries in there throughout the fight that almost knocked out Conor McGregor. They were both bloody. They were both beaten up. Nate Diaz's leg looked like it had got hit by a baseball bat 40 times. It was so like black, not even purple. And it was a bloodbath and it was awesome. It was a war. And then it went to the decision, and by majority decision, Conor McGregor. And to tell you how close this was, it was 47-48 after 5 rounds. 47-47, so a tie, and 48-47. That's how freaking close it was. McGregor won by the skin of his teeth in the rematch. There has to be a rubber match. Conor said it best, I think, is in his interview in the octagon after the fight. He said, I came back here at the same weight that we did the first time to prove that I could do it, and I came back here on his terms, and I won. Now for the trilogy, and we need a trilogy. This fight deserves a trilogy. We need to go to 155. He wants to take the fight down to Nate's natural weight class, or not natural, but the weight class he fights at, which is only 1 step above his weight class that he's the champion at, and have the rubber match, have the grudge match, have the trilogy. I think at 155, it's going to be an even better fight. And that's saying something because I'm dead serious. This was fight of the year. If you have any way to watch it, you need to. It's amazing. It's an incredible fight. You will enjoy it, I promise. And that's basically all I wanted to talk about today. The rest of the fights some of them were pretty cool. Tim Means especially did a very good job. He fought amazing. His elbows were, incredible. Good fight to watch if you need something to watch. Tim Means fighting. There was a good knockout in the fight before his against, or after his, Koyon Lim against a guy who just debuted. And, yeah, it was a good night. It was a great UFC card. So, did anybody out there watch it? If you did, tell me what you guys thought about it down in the comments with the hashtag WPW. And that's all for today. So, with that being said, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more. If you have any suggestions for the show, use the hashtag WPW down in the comments or on Twitter, and your ideas might just get featured on the show. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.